Welcome back to the music class 5. Before I can give you the names of the lines and spaces of the staff, we need to first talk about the piano. The piano, in my opinion, is a fundamental music piano, which helps all other instruments kind of got their focus and got their start. I like using the piano because you can hear and see everything that we're talking about. First of all, the piano was invented by Bartolomeo Cristofori in 1698 or 1700. It used to be called the piano e forte, or soft loud. Now when we get to our opposites again, when we get to this loud and soft, we're going to discover that piano means soft and loud is forte. After a while, the piano evolved a little bit further, and then they cut out this part, and then they called it just the piano. Now, the piano was an adjective, now it's a noun. Some language arts there for you. The piano also evolved from having about 40 keys to 88 is what we have right now. Now, let's go over to my piano, and I'll show you the rest. Well, here's my piano. Now this piano, you can see, when I push on the pedal, I can take the hammers and move it closer to the string or to the wires, so now it's not going to play as loud. Here it is loud, and here it is soft. Now, the harpsichord, which was the instrument before this one, and the clavichord, they couldn't do this. This is the soft and the loud part of the piano. And all it did is just move the hammers closer. Some pianos are fancier. They move the keyboard or the hammers over a little bit so it only hits 2 of the 3 strings or 1 of the 2 strings, just depending on where you are on the piano. Now, let's take a look at the keyboard here. This keyboard is huge. There's 88 keys. There's 36 black ones and 52 white ones. Well, in order to learn how to play the piano, in order for composers to get it together, they divided the piano in half. And right here is the middle of the piano. I'm going to put a little mark there just to remind us of something that's coming up really important. Now, on this side of the piano is the low side. And this is the higher side. Okay, so this is generally where instruments that will play some higher notes, flutes, some clarinets and things, they play in this range, where baritones and tubas, bass guitars and things will play down here. But look how wide the piano is. Well, after a while, all they did is they just used the first 7 letters of their alphabet to label the piano keyboard. And it starts here with A. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and it just keeps going over again. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Interesting. Let's mark that C. We have a blue and a red C there. D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. All the way to the end. I know, I got off a little bit. This note right here is the middle of the piano, and it's called middle C. Everything here is divided into 2 parts. And this is a very important part for a piano player to use. I generally say that this is the high part of the piano and the right-hand side of the piano. This is the low part of the piano and the left-hand side of the piano. Okay, now with that in mind, they came up with some clef signs to help label these keys and to help label our staff. With that in mind, let's go back over to my staff. Hi, here we are. Now, remember that middle C? It goes right here. C. That's the name of that middle note of the piano. Notice that there are still no letter names for the staff yet, but we do have this one for C. Well, I told you about clef signs, and that's what they use to help label these. So the first clef is called the G clef. This is the one that a lot of us are used to. And it's just a straight line. And then you go from here and you wrap around that line right there. The next clef is called the F clef or bass clef. You put a dot and kind of a half of a heart looking thing and two little dots there on either side of that line. It's actually called bass clef, spelled like bass, and treble clef. G clef, F clef. So why is it called G clef? I'll show you. C, D, E, F, G. This is telling us that this line right here is the line G. Why is that called the F clef? Well, let's go backwards. C, B, A, G, F. So from now on, all we have to do is just label things alphabetically. A, B, A, C, E, and I'm going back to my black marker because that one died. A, B, C, D, E, F. And then we go backwards. F, E, D, C, B, that's the space between the C and the A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G. And there you have it. The letter names of the lines and spaces of the staff. The bass clef staff, the treble clef staff. Sorry about the little green markies there. Bass clef and treble clef staff. The right-hand side of the piano, the left-hand side of the piano, the high part, the low part, and everything is as this simple. It's just alphabetical. And remember that saying, every good boy deserves fudge, and the word face. And in the bass clef, it's great big dogs fight animals, and all cows eat grass, or remember G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. This is it. This is your staff. And the next class, when we meet, we're going to put our notes on the staff, and we're going to tie that together on how that name of the note is whatever name the line or space it's sitting on. We're going to tie all that together the next time. See you then.